There's a behavior you've been repeating without even realizing it. One that makes your presence feel uncomfortable to others, and you don't even notice it. The truth is, no one wants to talk to you because you do this. But here's the kicker, no one wants to tell you. Well, I will. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 unconscious behaviors that push people away, block your ability to connect, and quietly sabotage your personal and professional relationships. So if you've ever felt that subtle rejection disguised as polite silence, drop a comment right now saying, I want to know what I'm doing wrong, because what you're about to discover could completely change the way people respond to your presence. Let's dive into these 5 behaviors. Behavior number 1, draining the room's energy. We all know someone who, the moment they start talking, seems to suck the energy right out of the room. It's not that they mean any harm, but constant complaining, turning simple situations into drama, or using every conversation as a free therapy session can wear down even the most well-meaning people. The human brain is wired to avoid unnecessary stress and tension, and science backs this up. A Harvard study showed that people instinctively distance themselves from those who constantly radiate negativity. It's almost like an emotional defense mechanism. When conversations revolve only around problems, tragedies, and complaints, they become toxic without the person even realizing it. And the worst part? They're left wondering why they're being ignored, unaware that their energy is actually pushing others away. If you want better conversations and truly meaningful social connections, you need to learn how to balance the emotional weight of what you share. Complaining is human, but turning it into a habit? That's pure self-sabotage. The key lies in training your brain with the 3PS technique: positive, personal, and present. Want to know how to use it? It's simple. Instead of saying, my boss is a nightmare, try, work's been challenging lately, but I'm learning a lot about boundaries and communication. That small shift not only improves your body language, it also boosts your magnetic presence. You turn complaints into insight, burdens into value, and your energy starts to teach others how to feel when they're around you. And here's the twist. Once you begin shifting this, something surprising happens. People actually seek you out instead of avoiding you. But what if the issue isn't what you say? It's how much you need people to like you. That's where things get even trickier. Behavior number 2, chasing validation. There's a type of emotional neediness that no one wants to admit, but it quietly shows up in almost every conversation. It's when someone talks only about themselves, constantly seeks approval, fishes for compliments, or tries to prove their worth in every sentence. It feels like everything's a performance just to be accepted. But here's the irony. The harder they try to be liked, the more they push people away. Psychology has made this crystal clear. The constant need for validation triggers an unconscious rejection response in others. Trying too hard to be liked comes across as insecurity, and insecurity, on a primitive level, breeds mistrust. A revealing study from the University of Michigan found that people who constantly seek social approval are perceived as emotionally fragile, and that makes interactions exhausting. Why? Because everything becomes about them. The conversation stops being a mutual exchange and turns into an emotional showcase. And when that happens, no one feels safe to open up. The connection fades, communication breaks down, and the person who just wanted to be noticed ends up pushing away the very people they wanted close. This is classic self-sabotage, usually coming from a good place, but with the opposite effect. So what's the antidote? It's a simple mindset shift. Instead of wondering, will they like me? Ask yourself, do I like this person? That one question does something powerful. It moves you from being an emotional beggar to someone who's observing, choosing, and building connections at your own pace. To practice this, set a small personal challenge before talking about yourself. Ask the other person at least 2 genuine questions. This interrupts the validation cycle, sparks real empathy, and instantly improves your communication. But what if the issue goes even deeper? What if you're constantly explaining yourself, justifying your every move? That's more common than you might think. Behavior number 3, over-explaining and justifying everything. When someone feels the need to constantly explain themselves, it usually means deep down they already believe they're wrong. It's like they're defending every action in advance, as if they're always on trial. And that wears people out, not just the speaker, but especially the listener. Confidence disappears, body language gives away insecurity, and the person starts losing respect without even realizing why. The more they justify their actions, the less authority they project. It's like they're silently saying, sorry for existing. Ironically, this often starts with good intentions, a desire to be clear, honest, and polite. But psychology tells a different story. When someone over-explains, the listener's brain starts to sense that something must be wrong, even if there isn't. This is known as the explanation bias, a concept studied by social psychologists that shows the more you try to convince someone, the less convincing you become. Another form of self-sabotage at play. The person wants to avoid discomfort, but ends up amplifying it, almost as if they're apologizing for taking up space. The solution? Something called the confident pause. Say what you need to say, then pause. That's it. Speak without rushing to defend yourself. Your magnetic presence begins the moment you stop trying to prove your worth. For example, instead of saying, "I couldn't make it yesterday because I was super tired and then it rained and I got stuck in traffic," just say, "I couldn't make it yesterday. Hope we can catch up soon." That kind of clarity radiates confidence, and confidence attracts. If this sounds hard, it's probably because you haven't fully realized the power of nonverbal communication. Yes, we're talking about body language. And that brings us to one of the most powerful signals you can send without saying a single word. Behavior number 4, weak eye contact and insecure facial expressions. Most people focus so much on what they're going to say, they forget to pay attention to how they're saying it. And here's a tough but liberating truth. It's not your words that shape your social connection. It's your body language. It's the way you look at someone, how you react, your facial expressions, and the presence you project. If your eye contact is weak, if your face shows hesitation, judgment, or social anxiety, then honestly, it doesn't matter what you say. People feel you before they understand you, and they decide whether to trust you within the first few seconds without even realizing it. Dr. Paul Ekman, a global expert in microexpressions, discovered that our unconscious facial cues reveal what our words try to hide. A slight furrow of the brow, a quick glance away, a stiff expression, these all silently communicate insecurity, discomfort, or disinterest. And the result is immediate. People pull away. Even if it's unintentional, these subtle facial signals create an invisible wall, a field of tension that makes the conversation feel awkward, distant, or cold. And once again, the person is left wondering why no one engages with them, why connection feels so hard. But here's the good news. You don't need acting classes to fix this. You just need to practice one small habit with a huge payoff, 5 seconds of visual presence before you speak. That's it. Look the person in the eye. Take a deep breath. Be fully there with them, like you truly mean it. That tiny shift activates magnetic presence, boosts your confidence, and instantly reduces social anxiety. It's like sending a signal to the other person's brain. You can trust me. I'm right here with you. And once you master connecting through eye contact, you'll face one of the most subtle yet destructive habits in relationships, a quiet, socially accepted addiction that kills authenticity. Behavior number 5, forcing friendliness at all costs. Some people laugh at everything, agree with everything, and even compliment things they don't like, just to seem nice. Deep down, they're trying to avoid rejection at any cost. But the result? It backfires. When someone forces friendliness, people instinctively feel suspicious. The interaction stops feeling real and starts to feel like a performance. And no matter how well-intentioned, performing is exhausting for everyone. The person comes across as someone who's constantly trying to please. Ironically, that makes their presence harder to be around. It's another classic case of self-sabotage, one that chips away at self-esteem and blocks any chance of true connection. A Stanford study confirmed what many already sense. The more someone tries to be likable all the time, the less trust they inspire. Why? Because the human brain links authenticity with emotional consistency. When you say yes to everything, avoid all disagreement, and hide your true opinions just to fit in, your body language gives it away. Your energy gives it away. Even the tone of your voice gives it away. And the person you're with might not know exactly what feels off, but they'll sense it, and they'll pull away. That's where strategic disagreement comes in. This isn't about arguing or creating conflict. It's about expressing your views with calm and confidence. Speaking your truth, even when others don't agree, is a powerful sign of authenticity. And authenticity is magnetic. A simple example? If someone says, "I hate going out," and you actually love socializing, don't say, "Yeah, staying in is the best," just to go along. Say, "I get that, but I'm one of those people who recharges by being around others." Boom. You've been honest, respectful, and you've built a real connection. And here's what happens when you start showing up like that. Authentic, unafraid, unapologetic, your relationships change. completely. But now, there's one more question you need to ask yourself. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about letting go of the habits that have been quietly sabotaging your ability to connect with others for far too long. Now, it's not about lacking charisma, beauty, or intelligence. The truth is, even the subtlest habits can completely distort how people perceive you. And if you've made it this far, it's because deep down, you're ready to shift that. Start by focusing on the one behavior that hit you the hardest today. Just one. Make that change, and watch how quickly your interactions begin to transform. That's where the magic begins. And remember, real connection isn't about luck. It's a skill, one you can build and strengthen every single day. So share this video with someone who might be pushing people away without realizing it. And drop a comment below letting us know, what's the one change you're going to start applying today?